My boyfriend has watched porn of a girl he knows. I don't like it, but he doesn't care.
Porn of a girl he knows.
That's concerning.
You like something for the visual Rolodex.
Well, it's like if he knows her like personally, I don't know. I think
You went
that's
to high
weird.
school with her?
Yeah, I went to high school with her. If it's in like the friend group or something
You
like
wanted to
that,
get with her at some point, and
yeah, I think it's rude to the girlfriend. Also, if he's watching porn, he's probably not having the best of sex with his girlfriend
yeah, or
either.
he's got a porn addiction because that
Yeah.
stuff can be very, very addicting. And a lot of those guys, they're not just watching porn; they're beating off and on all day long. And then part of the problem when you do that, especially when the guys squeeze real hard, is their dick becomes desensitized. And then so when they actually start having sex, they can't like really feel anything, and so they're not really that into it. And then the girl takes it as a rejection because they can't stay hard, or they can't get themselves off because they get used to basically beating themselves so hard, and then they're inside a nice, wet, soft pussy. It's not as hard as his hand, and he loses all sensitivity. And so he doesn't climax, and women typically take that as, oh, he doesn't find me attractive if he doesn't climax.
There's a movie about that, Don Juan or something like that, where
Don John?
yeah, Don John, where the guy is like he has this beautiful girlfriend. I think it's Scarlett Johansson, and he's like addicted to porn and doesn't want to sleep with Scarlett Johansson, and like does it like a million times a day, and then he eventually breaks it by hooking up with this older woman at school, and she kind of breaks him of the habit of doing porn and stuff. Not doing porn, but being into porn and stuff. But it's
Beating off all day long,
yeah,
beating the bishop, choking the chicken.
it's weird because I feel like that men it builds up like a weird fantasy of things that they would like to be doing with women they can't get, or things that they can't do with the woman that they have.
Yeah, I look at that. It's if you're in a relationship, you shouldn't be looking at porn all day long. I mean, occasionally maybe you watch something together, but a dude that's always watching it, like where it's an addiction and it's kind of an escape, it's rude to your partner. It's like looking at old sex tapes that you made with previous girlfriends or whatever instead of your significant other. It's kind of like cheating. So he's giving his attention to a fantasy, if you will. I mean, part of being a man is exercising self control and controlling those urges. And he's not controlling it. And obviously, she takes it as a rejection. And it's not good for the relationship, it's not good for him. So, I mean, whatever her choice is, she can complain about it and tell him that it's insulting to her and their relationship, and probably it may take away from his sex drive to even want to have sex with her. Maybe that's part of the problem too. Is that because he's jerking off so much and doing porn that he's hardly even interested in having sex with her because the sex they have is not like what he sees in the porn or whatever. And obviously, if the longer you're in a relationship, if you're checked out and you're self pleasuring all the time and you don't want to be intimate with your girl, eventually some other dude's going to come along and be intimate with her for you. And depending on her level of character is going to determine whether she dumps you and then takes some time to heal and then starts dating, or if she's low character, she'll just start talking to the guy at the office and he'll pay attention to her and he'll listen to her and he'll make her feel heard and understood, and then an emotional bond starts happening, and then they start hanging out for lunches at work, and then after work they go to happy hour for a few drinks with some of the other employees, and then all the other employees take off and go home, and then it's just the two of them, and then oh, it just kind of happened. And then then he cares once she runs off with another dude and wants to get her back. But it's not good for him, it's not good for her, it's not good for the future of their relationship. And it's, in my opinion, pretty selfish to do something like that. Because that attention, your sexual attention, should be going to your girl. And if you don't want to give that sexual attention or attention to your girl, then he should go find somebody that he wants to give it to. And if he doesn't stop doing it, if it's a detriment to their relationship, then he either stops and gives his attention to her, or she can let him hang out in his bedroom all day with his lotion and his Kleenex and whatever else he's got going on, and then she can go find a man who's got actual self control and be with a man instead of a little boy that wants to beat off all day.
That reminds me of that newsletter I did a while back. Literally a girl wrote in saying how her boyfriend was addicted to porn and she would try to get romantic in bed and he would just completely dismiss her. And there was, if I remember correctly, in that newsletter, even when they were in bed and they're just there chilling, the dude would still watch porn even though she's right next to him.
What?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not good. You're not gonna have a healthy relationship when you're doing that. It's like having another chick. And if a girl's happy and in love, she wants all your attention. And if you're giving it to maybe somebody he grew up with that's now doing porn or whatever, it's the same thing as cheating. Basically, he's giving his sexual attention to a woman that's not his girlfriend. And any self-respecting woman who has choices and options, eventually she's going to dip on him. And she should.
Have you had, oh, sorry, Carol. Have you had like phone sessions in the past where guys tell you, or maybe women tell you that they're addicted to porn?
Oh yeah, I've had guys that were, and part of the problem is that they do it so much that they really have a hard time getting hard or turned on or having sex with their girl. And then they're making excuses for it, and it just goes on, but yet they don't stop watching porn or beating off like they're doing.
Yeah.
And so it's, self-control. It's like, hey, if you don't stop, eventually your girl's going to leave you. So, when you're in a relationship, all of that energy, I was talking to a guy the other night, and, he's been, I can't remember how long he'd been together with his girlfriend, but he still likes to beat off several times a week. And I was like, man, if you're in a relationship, your girl should be draining your balls dry. You shouldn't be doing that yourself. Because if you're doing it yourself, then you got a problem. You're either not that into her or you got an addiction problem. And it's just not healthy.
Let's say if your girlfriend went on vacation for a little bit, for like a week, and the guy beats off. That's okay.
Yeah,
Phone
it's
sex.
nice because the less that your schwanz gets used, then what happens is it becomes overly sensitive. And then so say she goes away for 2 weeks, goes to visit her parents or her sister or whatever, and then comes back and you haven't had sex or jerked off and you were having sex 3 or 4 times a week before she
Yep.
left. And then when she comes back, she'll like breathe on your dick. You're like, ah!
That's
Like
what phone
Forrest
sex
Gump.
is for.
You remember Forrest Gump when he touched Jenny's boob? He blew
Yeah.
his wad in his oh! And she's like, that's it? It's okay,
It's
Forrest.
okay. It's okay.
It's okay, Forrest.